Hello, everyone! Welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. That one, but
that one.
Yeah, this one is just looking at you if you want to see your beautiful face, which I often do. Welcome to 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mike Fadem, also known as Ambassador Kael. I am your community manager for Star Trek Online, and I am joined today by Mr. John Hegner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm John Hegner. I'm a content designer here on Star Trek Online.
You may need to project slightly more than that.
I am John Hegner.
That's probably too much.
A content designer.
What's the difference?
Here on Star Trek Online.
All right. So we are here to talk about, and actually, for the first time, announce one of the new features for our 10th anniversary update, which is coming up soon.
Indeed.
Soon. And that feature is a brand new task force operation.
It is.
It's called To Hell with Honor. Mm-hmm. It's been described by our EP, Andre Emerson, as the best TFO we've ever done. Any pressure there, now that I put that out in the world?
I tend to think of myself as a humble person, so I always take things with a grain of salt, but it is fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
tell us a little bit about what To Hell with Honor is and why it's different and why it's exciting.
So, well, I'll give you a little origin backstory for it. So, To Hell with Honor spawned... Last time I was on, actually, we talked a little bit about this, but I couldn't go into it because I didn't want to spoil what we were going to talk about. With Operation Riposte, I had a bunch of ideas of, like, gameplay elements that I really, really wanted to do. Not all of them, of course, fit necessarily together well or fit the main theme and such. But one of them was this emergent gameplay of... having a bunch of Klingon ships sort of moored at a starport, and if you blew one up, like, the chain reactions were just really satisfying.
Yeah.
So To Hell with Honor kind of spawned out of just that emergent gameplay where I was like, I really want to use this mechanic again. So thus To Hell with Honor was born, where Ja'ula's 23rd century Klingon fleet has moved into the future. But they are woefully under-technologied, so she has gathered allies within the 25th century, now Klingons, who are refitting her ships with current tech. So there is suddenly a much larger, more powerful Klingon force that you need to deal with. Luckily, you figured out where the ships are while they're being refit. So you're sent in.
Go hit 'em.
You're sent in on a major sneak attack, basically, to try to take them out before they are refit and can escape.
Okay.
And so the premise is very simple, but the gameplay is just solid fun because you're just blasting everything, and it is great.
Now, the way you described that, one might imagine a similar thing to Operation Riposte, where you are attacking, say, a starbase in space that is building these ships.
Correct.
That's actually not what's happening here.
Yes, we did something a little different. So the ships are being refit just on the surface of a moon. So you're sort of flying over the cratered surface of a moon and attacking these shipyards and these foundries that are refitting the ships. And of course the moon is just covered with defense turrets that you sort of have to blast your way through as you're going. Or if you're fast enough, you might be able to just sort of skate past them. But there's a lot of strategy that has come out in the playtests on how different groups, based on their ship composition, handle this stuff. Because the turrets will, of course, fire on you, which pulls you out of full impulse. Right. So if you're big, slow, heavy cruisers and stuff, getting to the objectives before they can power up their main power drives and then warp out of the area and escape, you're going to need someone to pave the way for you so that you can get through, or you're going to need to send faster
ships
escort vessels to the further objectives while you plow your way to the closer objectives. So there's a lot of ways to sort of approach this. I could definitely and it was ways that I was thinking of when I made it. Where I put everything, I was like, I could see people coming in with all escorts and doing it in a very specific way, or all like big lumbering cruisers and do it a totally different way.
Yeah. So it's got a sort of tactical setup to it then.
It's about as tactical as we want to get.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
ultimately at the end of the day, it's like, we don't want some choice you made before you even got into the TFO to be like, you failed.
Yeah,
that's not fair. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else people should be thinking about before we dive into this? or do you want to just show it off and talk about it while we see it?
I mean, I don't want to spoil everything. I think it sort of speaks for itself, but I don't know. Ask me questions as we go.
Okay, I will. All right, well then I'm going to... Almost did that without pulling over to the screen. All right, so I am going to then queue up for this. There should be several other people from the QA who are here and already queued up.
The one downside is you
launch.
do have to scroll a ways down to get to the letter T.
Which is not here.
It is
So let me
not
double check
active
that
right
QA
now.
actually moved the things forward.
This is a glimpse of how the sausage is made.
It is. Rose hid a bunch of stuff from the anniversary, so that's why we're not seeing it. But she said it should be visible. It is not.
Try closing it down and opening it back up.
Yeah, maybe.
Again,
We may also log out and log back in and see what that does.
Okay.
Just because sometimes that helps.
You do you, man. You're the helmsman.
All right, will do me. Wait, hold on. Oh, also, is this login? No, okay.
That's your prerogative. Just not at work.
Yeah. Cthulhu was saying, is this a QA carry run that we're going to see? I did ask them to not bring their most broken characters for this because, reasons we need them. We want to show this off, not just blow through it in 10 seconds. Okay. Let me see why I can't see it.
Are you on the correct branch?
I am on engineering, which is where these things should be.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I'm fairly certain I'm on engineering. Yeah, because that should be... All right, hold on. We're going to sign all the way out of this. This is probably something that I messed up, but this is also, what happens sometimes when you...
We're juggling a lot of stuff in the air right now.
Yeah. So. This is what happens when you try and show off.
That was my
content.
morning, by the way. Was me very simple oversight on my part, leading to lots of frustration and a lot of WTFs.
That's what happened.
Oh.
I was signed in to Replicator, not engineering. I don't know how. I've never used Replicator on this computer, but now we're gonna have to wait for a patch, so that's fine. Let's look at some fan art.
Sweet.
Yay!
I like art.
Yay, fan art.
Ooh.
All right, so. Okay, have you not seen this background before?
I have not.
Oh, yeah. So Mark Hawkman sent us a couple of his famous comics. This one, they're fighting the Borg and the revamped Into the Hive and saying they're more pissed than usual. He also sent us...
I did mix that up a tiny bit.
A little bit. And they're also, I think, murdering the Borg Queen for good. But, not for good because she'll be back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Rurin Fane sent us these awesome shots of... her and some of her friends, I believe she said it was Loot Critter, Silver Boulevard, and Q Cullen, all taking a run through the new Borg stuff with their
I definitely like
Omega armors.
The double barrels pointed directly at the camera.
That's really nice. She's so good at getting good screenshots. And here's another one of them
that's awesome.
Laying down, suppressing fire, and ending the Borg threat. And finally, Sir Boulevard sent us this epic wallpaper for the anniversary. You should put that up somewhere where people can download it and use it. Man, I might use that on my computer. That's real pretty.
Awesome. So what icon on your desktop would you put where the phaser is intercepting the shield?
Probably the STO launcher.
Okay.
Seems like the most fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, as you know, of course, this is a Galaxy class and the best ship in Star Trek. Just making sure that we're clear on that.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one?
What?
What's the other one?
What's the other best ship in Star Trek?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Defiant, probably?
Oh, no, I was referencing what's the other ship that's in that picture, because you said the Enterprise, a Galaxy class and the best ship in Star Trek. So I assumed you were talking about the same vessel.
I got you now. I see. All right, good. That patched quickly. Huzzah!
Magic patching technology. One might say that it was assimilated.
Yeah. All right. Eddie Grant is asking about Phoenix boxes on console, specifically on PS4. The next time console gets Phoenix boxes, it will be in the the next major update to console, and that will be when they get turned on permanently like they are on PC. So that's why there's a little bit of a longer wait for Phoenix boxes to return. But when they do return, you're going to have them all the time, permanently, just unlocked. So Forever. Well, maybe not forever. We don't know if that's going to stay, but yeah.
Percentage chance they just turn to ash, but then they're back.
Meanwhile, YouTube chat is saying there's been rumors this game is dying. No, guys, we're doing really good, I promise. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that's fine, too. I'm just going to log in with this character. I actually imported my live characters so that I wasn't flying a jet crazy character, but I imported them on,
Replicator,
which is not helpful for us right now. Oops. Everyone saw the new login screen. Ha-ha! Oh, well.
That's all right. Just tie one hand behind your back. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It is so difficult for me to remember which the camera I have to look at is here. Probably because I'm seated at a 45-degree angle to it.
Yeah. Dwayne093, I don't know if that login screen you just saw is final. I assume it's still being worked on. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about that. All right, let's queue up for the TFO for realsies this time. To hell with honor. All right, we're going to do standard because that's what's available and what everyone else is playing. And let's get in there.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. Let's see. Yes, Pjork. That's Mustafar from Star Wars in the new login screen. Absolutely. Yes, Duncan Idaho. We're changing the name right now on the stream. It's no longer called To Hell with Honor. It's called For Realsies this time.
Yep. This time with feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's asking what this ship is. This is the Kelvin Timeline Bird of Prey. I believe it's called the something X, D4X. It's a design I didn't like at first, but it's grown on me. Not as much as I like other birds of prey, but it's still pretty good.
Can you get an undershot of the disruptors?
I can't get much. Well, actually, no. I'm an engineer. I can't get closer than that. Oh, here we go. No, I can't. Okay. Manjar Bar wants to take bets on how quickly I blow up. You designed the queue. How quickly do you think I'm going to blow up?
With or without the briefing at the beginning?
With let's say not with the briefing at the beginning.
When action starts, I think you will die at 54 seconds.
Okay. Now you may be noticing some old familiar music in here. The actual music for this, which is going to be very exciting, is not quite finished. Yeah, I heard a little bit of it this morning. It's pretty great.
I'm only taking everybody's word on it.
I've heard
and I was the one that came up with the idea, so...
Yeah. All right, so... Find Jaula. Blow up Jaula. Anything else I should be aware of? Okay, network of quad disruptor and I'm ready
Dual
to begin.
photon torpedo.
Acknowledged. Let's get
Should be fine.
It. Everything will be fine. All right, so here we are. So what's the first part of this thing about? We're taking out these ships.
You're coming in at Shipyard Alpha, designated Alpha, because everything's designated Alpha, Beta, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a bunch of starships here that are powering up. It takes them a little bit for them to get their crews to their vessels and all that jazz. And there are you're hitting all the keys.
Sorry.
There are a couple other little fun bits on these structures, these shipyards. They've got fuel dumps and some security and fuel dumps and some munition depots that can be hit, and they have varying size explosions. So you can use those to sort of cause chain reactions to envelop all the ships and get a real feel-good sort of combo.
Okay, so I'm flying around taking out cannons so that my bigger, larger battleship can get through.
Correct.
Assuming I have any of those, and 2A is only flying tiny baby ships like mine. So Someone was asking, back in the roadmap we released last summer, we teased a TFO for the fall that was taking the fight to Elo. I believe that was originally going to be a ground TFO, but this kind of spawned out of that, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff shuffled around as it usually does based on which tech is coming online, where the storyline is at, other events, so like the 10th anniversary and such came in and sort of shuffled things up a bit because we realized we needed to sort of put all hands on deck for that as well. So, so out of that, I sort of pitched. I was like, well, I have this idea for a TFO that's more than half-baked. We took it.
So, now this is, I'm deeply curious about this because it looks like a ground map, obviously a moving space map because I'm flying around on my spaceship. Yep. How is it built to look like a ground map while being a space map?
So it's similar to the shuttle missions that we have. In fact, that was sort of the impetus for it, because initially the mechanic for Riposte obviously was in a normal space map, and so we had star bases with ships around and such. But the question sort of came up with, like, how come we don't do more starships, like, over the surface?
Yeah.
And there's in-universe reasons. I mean, most starships have trouble in atmosphere if they can enter it at all.
This thing, I mean,
so,
the scale here, this ship is...
Atmosphereless moon doesn't provide you with any aerodynamic problems, which is one of the reasons why we went for the atmosphereless moon.
Which also explains why they're building ships on the moon.
Yes.
Planet.
Low gravity. I had grand designs where, like, the lunar object here is a lot of magnetized sort of iron, which disrupts sensors, which is why they couldn't discover it along with sensors, et cetera, et cetera. But, not everything you want sort of gets in, because I was talking about having, like, layers, like a fog cloud at a certain height that causes your sensors to get all scrambled and stuff. These are the weird fever dreams that we have sometimes.
Well, because that's kind of the fun thing. You design the game mechanics and then you go, okay, but now how do I explain this?
Well, and like last time you had me on, it's, don't be afraid to kill your children. Throw them out there. If it doesn't work, pull them back in, use them again later. Because sometimes it's just, like, the idea is good, but it just doesn't mesh with everything else. That is a lot of fun.
I've taken out an entire shipyard by myself. But this is a jet-built ship, so
yes,
that makes sense.
it's jet-built and it's AOE Supreme.
Yeah, it's got good cannons. Good cannon things.
Yep.
It will be a little tougher for your basic ship. Oh, and there she is!
As you can see, the Lucara has been hunting around as sort of a sweeper knob this entire time. Good times. Yes, nobody has gone to Epsilon, it seems.
Yeah, I got my ship.
So each ship that doesn't get away, you get marks for. So as the time gets low, you sort of have that hard choice of, like, I'm gonna get some marks with the last couple of shots I have. What am I gonna aim to try to take out?
Yeah. And so I imagine, the ships you don't destroy then take to the air and
yes, they do launch and they get out of there.
Oh yeah. That happens right now. I am totally slammed. If this were not a jet built ship, but I'm sure people in chat are going, why are you flying? Oh, there we go. I'm here.
So you died at... Wow, I don't have a timer.
No, and you didn't take place bets anyway. So...
Law of surprise.
Venice Cruel. Playable Discovery Era Klingons, like playable Discovery Era Andorians, are something we want to do, but they're on the after the anniversary, maybe for the next major update or even the one after that level of when they'll be coming. It just it's one of those things that we haven't found the time in the schedule for with everything else cool that we're doing.
So you've gone into beginning of stage 2, which is after you've dealt with all the shipyards. Jula goes to the center of the map, basically issues a challenge out to you. You come in taking the bait, of course, and a bunch of 25th century era Klingons come to her aid.
Loyal Klingons.
Loyal Klingons to Jula. Traitors to the Empire!
Yeah, there's actually an interesting thing at the blog about Klingons about this tomorrow, where we're doing how jump pods and all of that.
So once you... once you inflict enough damage on the Lucara, it goes into cloak, and the final stage starts, which is her popping in and using her mycelial weapon
Oh, no!
on the surface of the moon.
What? No, why would you do that? That's a bad plan.
Well, she talks a little bit about it.
We're probably hearing that talk
But,
right
of
now.
course, erupting immediately out of the mycelial rifts are
And we've got all of their walkers that we've seen in other things.
Joyous.
You finally get to fight them from your ship.
joyous little walkers. Now, the rifts are actually feeding off of these reactor stations that she's firing the weapon near purposefully.
So you destroy the
And the reactors are very heavily shielded thanks to a trio of reactor shield generators. The crater that they're.
Oh, I see. So I should be nervous to that.
Now, the Alachi are angry.
Yes.
Because if anything says angry, it's angry. So they're just going to wholesale attack.
A bad
everything.
experience.
So an interesting gameplay aspect of this is any Klingon turrets that you don't destroy in the first stage are going to start firing on the Alachi, and the Alachi are going to start firing on those turrets. So you have this interesting stage 1 versus stage 3 balancing act of like, how much help do I want?
Do I want to keep them to get the help against the Alachi, or do I want to destroy them so I can get places
Now,
back?
the Klingon turrets also don't care about you, so they will fire on you as well, but they can do a little bit of aggravation stuff.
Somebody's dropped their...
Now, the reactor does have a bit of a blast
Ow!
when it goes off.
Oh my god! Run! Run! Okay, that was suitably epic, thank you.
And once the reactor goes off, the rift is closed. You have to clean up the other Alachi, and Jula moves on to another position and opens another rift.
Alright, so we're going over here to B.
Pretty standard queue sort of stuff. You gotta, rinse, repeat, figure out the mechanic, rinse, repeat. And it builds up to a crescendo.
Oh, they can't hear us. Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
That's my bad. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can hear me now? Okay, good.
Okay.
You can hear me now. All right, so say everything you just said again about this. Luckily, there's repetitive parts of the queue. Well, not repetitive, but repeating parts of the queue.
Yeah. So you show up in the queue, there's a lot of pew, 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 and foosh, foosh, foosh. And yeah, that's about it.
The first two stages that you saw, in case you couldn't hear us over those, was hunting down and destroying the ships that Jula is building on the moon. Once you've done that and taken Jula out, she fires off her mycelial weapon and opens up these rifts that spawn the Alachi and feed off of these reactors that you have to blow up. And then get the heck out of there after you blow them up, because they've got a real big explosion.
I will point out that the good general does point out that those reactors have a blast radius of 5 kilometers.
Okay, so if you're more than 5 kilometers away, you're probably not flying a pilot ship like me.
And they will more or less kill just about anybody caught in their blast radius.
Yes.
So Jula's opening the third rift here.
So the interesting thing about this TFO, I think I can say this without spoiling too much, the episodes that are happening for the anniversary aren't necessarily telling more of the story of Jula and what she's doing in the galaxy. So you actually had to do a TFO that's sort of carrying the story to our next episode.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice pivot points we've got is we have a lot of different legs on the table that we can balance more or less weight on in order to keep the story going. So in this regard, we sort of shifted gears a little bit to keep the story going via TFO. While we
There's so many of them.
Well, each stage is harder than the
Why
last.
are you opening these rifts, Jula? Why do you do this?
Because some people just want to see the world burn.
Or specifically this moon. They
Yes.
want to see this moon
This
burn.
moon, I mean, she does suggest that you will die screaming on this lifeless moon.
Yeah. Okay, so, oh, there we go. That one's going up.
Yep.
Going up in smoke.
Ride that reactor wave.
Yeah. Just like the end of almost every Star Trek movie. Run away from the explosion in space at top
And
speed.
I should
Barely
have
escape.
requested systems to give you a minor speed boost while you were in the blast.
Oh, that would have been cool. You still have time.
Oh, Jeremy will be so happy if I give him a request at the last hour.
Oh yeah, he'll love
Yes.
that. No, it's fine. It doesn't. It looks amazing, but it hasn't blown me up yet, so that's a good sign. I remember there were early play tests where it definitely did just blow you the heck up.
those are the joyous tuning woes that you run into.
Somebody was asking if this will be available for Federation players. Yeah, I'm flying in a Klingon ship, but this is available to all players.
Yeah.
Even though this is a fairly Klingon-centric story.
Yeah, lore-wise, Jimpak being Jimpak is... and you'll read about it in the little blog thing going out tomorrow. Why sacrifice loyal Klingon warriors when you can get other people to die for you?
Yeah. Die for us. That's such a Klingon.
I mean, they're really doing non-Klingons a favor by introducing them to the glory that is dying with honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have totally missed where I'm supposed to be, and I was taking out cannons going, where's all the Alachi?
Plenty more to go around.
It's true. It looks like I did not miss the party. What I love about this, too, is just seeing these walkers are, because we saw them in the mission in Awakening, and they're freaking huge, and so it's such a nice
that's because you're in a
sense
shuttlecraft.
Of scale. Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, in Awakening you're on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen them in ground scale, we've seen them in shuttlecraft scale, and now we're seeing them
in full spaceship scale. Something's keeping the rift open. All right.
Yes. Got to have a switcheroo.
Does gravity well work on the walkers? Is an interesting question that I've been asked in chat.
I'm not sure, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't.
All right. Good to know. Oh, that's a lot of... Oh, dear Lord. Okay, that's a little bit bigger.
Why have one size of walker when you can have two?
Oh my god. Ah! It's blowing me up! It's doing a very good job of blowing me up.
Don't make it angry. I told you, if there's anything that's angry, it's an angry mushroom. And you just made it angry.
Someone asked if they can transform their Alachi ships into walkers for combat. Not at this time, but we'll take it under advisement. Oh, can you just go wave your hand behind the green screen? You've done this before.
As I try not to trip.
Don't die. I've realized now I forgot to turn on the TV lights, but that's okay. Do that in a second when we're all
fine
here.
We're in space.
So, how do you create a mission that has like this many things on screen and balance it for not being just impossible to do? Like, what's the design process like to make it seem amazing the amount of ships you have on screen, but also overwhelming?
A lot of it is initial guesstimations. So the tools we have give a relative strength for each type of critter, and knowing that there's 5 players in here, and that because it's a TFO, they're probably going to be a little bit more organized, since the numbers that we get are scaled for an absolute new player, et cetera, et cetera. So I go in knowing how many players are going to be present, the fact that they are going to be able to approach the encounter piecemeal, unless you just like barrel straight into the middle of them and go, "Hey, everybody, shoot me!" I take that as a base value. We play test it. If it's an obvious gobsmack on everybody in the play test, then it's tone it down. If it's way too easy, tone it up. And then oftentimes we'll hand it over, or we'll have a systems person take a look at it and give us some insight into what sort of abilities we have forgotten about that might might make things a cakewalk. And then obviously we hand off to QA and have them hammer on it with various levels of characters. And if anything egregious jumps out, then we address it. Otherwise, it becomes part of the charm of just how players are going to overcome stuff. It's honestly the way I approach balancing D&D fights in my D&D campaigns.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
People are asking if we're going to need to worry about crashing into the planet or if ramming the planet.
So there was actually quite a bit of discussion over what to do. There was a lot of I personally would like XYZ to happen, but obviously we didn't want people to explode, for instance, if they ran into the planet. So
you can actually do...
You can skate across the surface of the planet. It's a little immersion breaking, but it's better than someone rage quitting because they accidentally steer into you.
Also really cool. I think I might play the TFO at this height next time. I mean, except for the turning into the ground. Like, just that feeling of skating across the ground. Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Well, there is a slight advantage for hugging the ground close, which is turrets that are on the other side of ridge lines can't target you. So you can handle the turrets.
You can hide behind the mountains for cover.
Yes.
Cover in a space TFO.
Asteroids do it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Will this have an advanced and elite version at launch? I don't think so, right?
I do not believe we are initially doing that.
Yeah. So if it'll
at the very least, if we are, I haven't done it yet. So no.
So with the launch of the anniversary event, it won't have. It won't have advanced and elite, but it'll probably have those at a later date. We like to put those back in. Let's see.
Well, generally with an event like this, we put out the normal, and then after the event is over, we will create a normal queue version, which has all 3 difficulties, but it'll come online later because we want one of the reasons we do just the normal version is we want everybody to have the minimal amount of load time to get in to get their progress for it. So everybody into the normal queue makes for the fastest loads.
Cool. Someone was asking, is the other Jeula TFO, the ground one, still in the planning phases? I still thinking of doing that one at some point?
That is still on somebody's whiteboard or cork board with crazy amounts of yarn.
Yeah. So not and not anywhere beyond the we'd like to do it phase at this point.
No, right now, like we have a storyline that we are rolling out. It's just when it makes sense with the schedule, with all the other moving parts currently going on.
And if someone asked if this is the last thing we'll see of Jeula, no. If you all remember when Al Rivera briefly broke the internet saying that he had a storyline that was going to change the face of the game, that storyline heavily involves Miss Jeula, and she will be a big player in
which is
the
really
future of
weird
Star Trek
because you
Online.
totally kill her at the end. I'm kidding.
No, you don't.
I'm kidding.
You just the end cutscene that we didn't show you. You just teleport under a ship and just stab her a whole bunch. That's how we end TFOs.
Oh, really? What it is you hurl a what are the names of the Klingon knives? I can't remember. Anyway, you hurl one of those.
No, Mekhleth's the mini sword.
You hurl one of those into the transporter room right as it transports onto our bridge, and it just into the heart.
Yeah, sticks right into the heart.
Yeah.
It goes. The transport sea happens non-linearly, so it goes through the hull but still sticks in her. Anyway, physics. Let's see. Ductogs, people are saying. That's correct. Ductog. Will Captain Killy be coming back? I hope so. I'd
really
like to have her
hope
back.
so.
I really, really, really want to do.
She was some of the first content I worked on here, and I loved writing for her.
I would love to do. I say it like almost every stream, but I would love to do Captain Killy versus Emperor Lita. I think that would be amazing. Chase Masterson wants to do it. I told her to, tell Al more about it because he makes those decisions. I would love that. I think it'd be a great thing. Let's see.
I love watching me in the past drinking my soda.
Yeah. Kevin Pearson, there's a couple of people asking about more motion picture era ships. There is one that I know of in the works, and that's all I can say about that. Let's see. Sherman Tank Gaming. Will more lockbox ships go to the C-Store? Maybe.
By the seashore?
Yeah. Let's see. We would like to do a UI hide on console. I keep talking to Travis about that. I will go bug him about that again. Our poor programmer has a lot on his plate, but I know it's something he wants to try and do too. So we shall see. Duncan Idaho, I did not get your doodles from this week. So maybe resend them? I don't know. They weren't in my inbox. Oh no. The Oberth is a motion picture era ship? I didn't know that. I think I just confirmed a T6 Oberth. Oh god. Cthulhu extra life codes are going out. I would say as we speak, but I sent out like 6 or 7 of them right before this stream, and then the emails disappeared. So I'm going to do that again when I get out downstairs.
That's the second email problem you've mentioned in a minute.
I have a lot of email problems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's not a recruitment event coming with the anniversary of Venice Cruel. We'll do one of those at some point. Someone was asking about whether we're continuing to do Discovery stuff. Age of Discovery was kind of our big, really Discovery-focused expansion. Now we're back in 2411.
Yeah, we sort of folded that back into the current timeline. Obviously, we have throwbacks like we did with Stamets.
Yeah. But the future of the game is going to be more 2411
and
content.
It's not that there wouldn't be like a huge amount of desire on the team to be like, oh, let's do an entire Discovery era, story arc and keep it going forever. It's just we have to fold it all together so that everybody can play together. Otherwise, it just gets frayed all over the place.
Yeah. Is there an Omega event coming with the anniversary? Yes, it's coming back. Is this coming to console, Ryan Seth? Yes, it will come with Ryan Sethman. Sorry, it will come with your anniversary update, which I believe is a month or two after PCs, as usual.
Yeah, I want to say it's beginning of March.
That sounds right.
I put the dates in and when that stuff all came online, but weeks ago.
Navy 3000 wants to know what the anniversary ship is going to be, and we'll know the answer to that question soon.
It is literally a giant birthday cake instead of a saucer section.
I love that idea.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Okay, Ryan Kelly, we never actually said we were going to do a Discovery Klingon faction. We bandied about some ideas in the stream of what we might do if it was something we wanted to do. I think Al mentioned it might be a good idea to do something like a Jem'Hadar kind of thing with that. I don't know. That's something we may look at in the future, but it's not on the table right this minute. Anything else that isn't a T6 Oberth Wedden question? No, it doesn't look like it. All right, super short stream this week, but that's okay because I got to go send a bunch of Extra Life emails. So thank you so much for being here.
Always a pleasure.
I hope you all enjoyed To Hell with Honor. I will put the video on demand of this in the blog tomorrow, so if you missed it, then watch it then. But I don't know how you would hear me say that if you missed it. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. Talk to you soon, guys.